Most CELPIP guides tell you the same thing for managing time when doing the writing task. They tell you to plan for about 5 minutes, then write, then check your work. But they don't tell you what to do when the time's running out and you're a bit under stress and how to manage it perfectly. Today, we're going to face that together. Well, as you might know, for CELPIP writing, you have 53 minutes in total. 27 minutes for writing task 1 and 26 minutes for the writing task 2. And I have seen many of my students write very good answers, but sometimes they don't have enough time to check their answers, and it's the reason they lose some points. I promise you today we can handle it together. Stay with me until the end, and I also have a 3-minute emergency plan for the times that you are a bit behind and you're going to panic when answering the writing questions in CELPIP. We are going to learn a framework, a timing, and how to handle it to answer perfectly and have enough time to check your answers. Well, let's start with the rhythm that fits for both task 1 and task 2. To be honest, there's no secret. There are only 3 keywords: plan, write, edit. We have to manage our time somehow to do them. It's the rhythm and it's the same for both tasks. So repeat with me: plan, write, and edit. Let's see how we handle them. Well, how many minutes for each of them? We should plan for 5 minutes, write about 18 minutes, and put aside about 4 minutes to check and edit our writing. So 5 minutes planning, 18 minutes writing, and 4 minutes for edits and checks. It looks simple, but many people don't follow it. I have seen many students, they just plan for 1 minute and try to write for about 25 minutes. I can say they continue writing until they have time. I think they feel safer when they are just typing the answer and writing when the time is going on. But the problem is that they are not going to have enough time to edit. And if you don't edit, you're not going to fulfill the 4 crucial elements that are needed in your writing, and the examiners somehow score your writing based on them. Maybe you know them, but it's good to repeat them. What are those 4 parts? They are coherence. That means, do your ideas connect? Vocabulary or your word choice? Readability, your grammar and punctuation. And task fulfillment. What does task fulfillment mean? It means, did you really answer every part of the question they asked? So, 4 things, all of them weighed equally. Now you might ask, well, I can write for 25 minutes, think between that and add words and finish it without checking. What can go wrong? I can say many things can go wrong if you don't check and edit your writing. For example, a missing word, a typo, not writing comma, or somehow you forget to answer one of the points, especially in writing task 1, which is an email. Well, if you miss those things or you make those mistakes, you're going to miss 2 of the 4 crucial parts, which are task fulfillment and readability. Well, let's not forget it, that 4 minutes of editing is not something extra. That is part of your writing, and I promise you it's going to have a huge effect on your score. So don't forget the rhythm. Plan, write, edit. Now we are going to put it into action in task 1 and task 2. After that, I will give you the edit routine and the emergency plan, which is very important. Well, let's just start with the first example, which is a writing task 1 I chose from CELTESTPIP. Let's look at this. As you can see, there's a timer here, 27 minutes, and here's the word counter, and our target is 150 to 200 words. Now, before we plan, we do one quick thing. We read the relationship. In emails, knowing the relationship is very important. When it's a friend or a neighbor, it's going to be somehow informal, and where's a business or is somehow maybe your boss, it's going to be formal. I have another video about tones in writing the email. I suggest you watch them. I will put the link and you can watch it and learn how to change the tone of your emails using vocabulary and expressions. So, in this example, we are writing to a friend who helped us move. A friend. So the tone is informal, friendly, and warm. This is important and I want to be clear about it. Task 1 is not semi-formal. Some guys say that, but after looking at thousands of those prompts, I can say the tone is either formal, like writing to a manager or a company, or informal, like writing to a friend. You read the prompt and you choose one. Here we choose informal. We now know the tone, and the next step is planning. For planning, from minute 0 to 1, we choose the tone. From 1 to 5, we will write small sentences about each of the points of the task 1. As you might know, in writing task 1, we need to cover almost always 3 points in our email. So we just write short sentences for each point so we don't forget when we are writing the full answer. And as I covered in my 5-part map for writing email video, I will put the link of that one as well. We are going to write 3 short paragraphs, each of them for one of the points. So there's not going to be a reason 1, reason 2 in this answer. Now we have the structure and we go to the next step. Well, now it's the time for writing 18 minutes, and we all know the shape of the writing. A greeting, the reason we are writing the email, 3 short paragraphs for each of the points, and a close. For this example, it's a friendly close. So we write for 18 minutes and it takes until minute 23. We still have some time. From minute 23 to 25, we are going to trim our writing or pad it. What does it mean? If we have written more than 200 words in the email, so it's too much somehow, and we need to delete some words, some phrases, maybe some filler words we added in our writing. And if we have written less than 150 words, we need to add something to it, but not filler words. We can add some dates, some numbers, some more details to make it deeper and more understandable for the reader who is going to be the examiner. And from minute 25 to 27, we have about 2 minutes and we can run a 60-second checklist. I will talk about that in the next part. Before that, let's see another example, this time for writing task 2. Well, let's look at another example from CELTESTPIP. This one's a survey, task 2. We all know that is a survey. So how are we going to answer it? Let's see. It doesn't need any greeting or any sign off. It's not an email. We just give our opinion clearly. Same target, 150 to 200 words. And the timer is 26 minutes. Now, task 2 give us options. Option A, in this example, it is keep the pool hours the same all year. Option B says change the hours by the season. And I want to tell you something that somehow relaxes you. There's no correct answer here. Both of them can be correct answers, but you need to only pick one of them and stick to it. I talk more detail about it, about my writing task 2 video. I will put the link and you can watch it completely. I talk about a 4-part map that can cover all of your writing task 2. Well, here's how we plan the first minutes for writing task 2. From minute 0 to 1, we will choose our side. We are going to choose option B or option A, or we are going to agree or disagree with the opinion. So we write a short sentence in the beginning and we are ready to write. Then from minute 1 to 3, we are going to create somehow the structure of our writing. We find 2 reasons for our option and 1 short example so we know how we are going to develop our idea for this option. And minute 3 to minute 4, if you still have time, you can set the map. How do we set the map? Let's talk about it. The map for task 2 has 4 parts. 1, the opening, which is our choice. 2, reason A with its example. 3, reason B with its example. And 4, the close. Now, the close is special, and this is a small trick that lifts your score. In the close, we restate our choice, and we add 1 short line that shows we understand the other side. For example, while longer summer hours would please some swimmers, keeping stable hours all year serves the most people. That's 1 line that I call it nod, and I talked a lot about it. It's the part that examiner understand you can think logically and write your ideas perfectly in English. You can think about other ideas, other parts, and have some details to add to that. Some people think that it's not necessary, but I guarantee if you add it, it's going to lift your score. Well, then we write from minute 4 to 22, which is 18 minutes. We are going to extend our ideas. And for the last minutes, we are going to trim or pad. And after all of that, it's time for 60-second checklist. As you can see, the shape for answering task 1 and task 2 is different, but the rhythm is the same. Plan, write, edit. Now those last minutes of editing. Let's do it on a real example so you understand what we look for and how we edit our writing to get some easy scores. In this example, I'm going to show you a draft with some small mistakes and we are going to fix them together. And these are the mistakes I see a lot in my students' writings. Okay, let's read it. It sounds friendly, right? The tone is good for a friend, but there are 4 small problems and each one is easy to fix in a few seconds. Let me show you the routine. The first check, did you cover all of the bullets? Point to the line where you answered each bullet. Bullet 1, thank you, yes, here. Bullet 2, how it helped, yes, here. Bullet 3, suggest a way to show appreciation. Well, look, it says, I really want to do something for you. Something that is not a suggestion, I can say. The bullet asked us to suggest the way, and we did not. This is a task fulfillment gap, and it is the most expensive one, I can say. So we fix it. We write, let me take you out for dinner this Friday. My treat. And I'm happy to help you paint your apartment next month. Now that bullet is really answered. Next check, let's check for some obvious errors. Missing letters, wrong small words, and things like this. Look at the first line. I hope you're doing well, but I think that should be your, with an apostrophe. You are. Now the other one, comma problems. Look here. You stayed the whole day. That meant so much to me. We see 2 full ideas joined with only a comma. We call this a comma splice, and it's not correct. We fix it with a period, or with a smart word like and. So we write, you stayed the whole day, period. That meant so much to me, and it's clean. Another check is that we check for some vague words. We already cut something in check 1, that is the routine, and the other vague words can be thing, good, something. I suggest you take a screenshot of this 60-second check. Let's repeat them together. Bullets, obvious errors, commas, vague words. It takes about only 60 seconds, easy to do. Well, here's a question for you. Comment the mistakes that you mostly make when writing. It can be any of these 4 points, and I'll help you fix that very fast. Now the part that I promise you. What to do when the plan breaks and we are behind. So we need that 3-minute emergency plan. Let's see what it is. Just think that you only have 3 minutes and you didn't cover enough or you almost wrote nothing. First, I should say you have to be fast at typing. This is my suggestion to all my students. Practice as much as you can fast typing. It's going to save your time a lot. But if you didn't have any idea or you still have some problems to feel the words, I have some suggestions for you. And if you're a fast writer, you can do it in 3 minutes. Just write the first line of the answer. In the email is why you are writing, and in the survey is your choice. Then go very fast to the body of the writing. Only write 2 short bodies. It can be small sentences with examples. As I said before, just write what comes to your mind. Because you're left behind, you're going to somehow panic. It's good to answer as fast as you can. So we cover the beginning, part 1, part 2. We are almost ready. And for the sign-off, for the emails, just write any sign-off, mostly friendly, casual for the email. And for the survey, just finish it repeating your choice. Just change some of the words. And I can say the best fix for your writing is not this 3-minute plan. It's for the people for maybe you have some problems when you're writing or something happens when they are taking the test. But the real fix is to remember the rhythm. Plan, write, edit. About 4 minutes planning, about 18 minutes writing, and about 4 minutes editing. Don't forget the editing, guys. I can say this is the best thing I can teach you. Editing is crucial for all of your writings. Well, now that you know how to answer and how to manage your time when answering CELPIP Writing Task 1 and Task 2, it's time for practice. Go to CELTESTPIP.com, choose from one of the many questions available there, and try to stick to the time. Just plan, start writing, and edit under the time. And then check your answer. You might know when you see your answers on CELTESTPIP, it shows you the real problems, the real mistakes. If you don't get perfect score, it shows you the real mistakes and you can learn how to write better in your next tries. And no need to mention, this video is part of our free course on CELTESTPIP for CELPIP Writing. And we have free courses also for speaking, reading, and listening. Go to CELTESTPIP.com In the courses section, you can see all of them and study for free. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos. We cover everything you need to nail your needed score for CELPIP. As I say every time, never stop practicing. See you soon.